Hey guys, my name's Amador. I hope you're ready for Trance in this week's Flavor of the Month.
Like that.
I'm the support for Team Fusion and I'm going to be talking about Alistair. For one, he's really cool and he has a lot of CC. He also has a lot of sustain for lane. So if you like champions like that, you'll totally love Alistair. So for Alistair's pros and cons, we'll start with pros. He's very tanky. His runes and masteries make him awesomely tanky, and the way he itemizes makes him scale very well throughout the game because everything he buys makes him hella tanky. He's a CC machine. He can lock down enemy carries or he can peel for his own carries with his kit. And for his last one, he's a monster of a champion. Many people are scared of him and his presence just in lane usually dominates the lane just from him hiding in a bush or something. So his cons though, he's a melee champion. If he was ranged with all his kit, he'd be hella OP. His other cons is also that he can get kited around very easily with his cooldowns being very long. You can't really get to the enemy if your W isn't up. Alright, so for Alistair, the standard page that I use is 9 split pen reds, 9 scaling HP yellows, 3 flat MR blues, and 6 mana regen blues, and 3 armor quints. And for mastery page, I like to use 0, 9, 21. You don't need too much in the defense tree because Alistair's already tanky and your runes make up for the mastery that you don't go into defense. And the movement speed from utility is really awesome that I really enjoy because you get to get around the map a lot and you can make lots of more plays like that. I first like to start with Relic Shield, 3 pots, HP pots, and 1 mana pot, as along with a yellow trinket. It's very good for sustaining in lane, and especially Alistair's heal, which is a very low mana cost and heals considerably well beside his Relic Shield. It makes it very good for out-sustaining your opponents, especially if you're against a Leona or Annie. What I like to build into first, on my first back, I like to get Ruby, which will build into Sightstone later, and a couple wards, 2 greens, 1 pink, and switch into red trinket preferably. My first major item that I want to be building is my Sightstone and then my mobility boots. This will make it that my team will be able to get more map pressure because I'll be able to deep ward into enemy jungle or be able to protect my own lane by either warding in lane or warding enemy tribush or river, which will help my AD carry farm safely and be able to harass safely. And now, depending on how the game's going, you can either go into Frozen Heart if they're double AD and you really want to destroy people's attack speed, or you could go into Warmogs and become a super tank because when your ultimate is up for 8 seconds, it stacks on HP first of all because it negates an amount of damage, like 70% for example. And with HP, you'll be able to get more out of that damage reduction, which is totally awesome and it's very cost efficient. Some other items you can also build is Righteous Glory, which helps you initiate or disengage because it either gives you an a movement speed or movement slow, which is really awesome. For Alistair's early game, I like to wait till I'm hit level 2 power spike to engage on them. Also, for early game, I like to hide in the bush, get some pressure, and when I hit my power spikes 2, 3, 5, and 6, that's when I like to fight. Also, if you're against like Janna or Morgana, which makes it very hard for Alistair to lane, they're very good at disengaging your combo. So what you want to do is just let your AD carry farm up and wait for your jungler to come. So you can set up ganks very easily with a flash Q or a WQ combo. Make sure to use your heal, which is your E, and your targets. It is a lot of HP that you can regen back. For mid-game, after you reach your mobility boots, you can now start roaming the map, making lots of plays, tower diving with your ultimate, going behind turrets and headbutting your opponents into your allies. Also, you can really get lots of wards in enemy jungle, so you can set up plays like tower dives very easily without getting surprises like suddenly an enemy jungle comes and you don't know what to do. You should know exactly what you're doing every time you tower dive, every time you want to try to make a roam play, because you can get punished very easily if you make a mistake. So Alistair's late game, he's a team fighting machine. He can combo to initiate, or he can save his spells to peel for his 80 carry. That annoying Irelia suddenly won't be so annoying because now you can just push him over a wall or push him away from your 80 carry, giving him time to beat her up. Team fighting is so OP with Alistair. He soaks so much damage with his ultimate, and the auras that he gives from healing, from the items that you build from Face of the Mountain, Locket, Frozen Heart, items such as these make him a great team fighting support. Now on to Alistair's tips and tricks. My first tip, or is it a trick, is that Alistair is very scary as a champion. So if you hide in the bush as Alistair, you can scare them just with your presence, because then they won't want to go near the creeps or near the bush, because you can either combo them or headbutt them to your 80 carry or set up ganks from that bush. No one wants to deal with 2 Chainz Alistair in a bush. My second trick is when Alistair hits 6, he gets a huge power spike, which means you can call over your jungler, push your lane to your enemy tower and dive them. He can probably take like 8 or 9 tower hits before having to leave the tower, especially with his ultimate on, which is the whole reason why the power spike is so huge. His ultimate also gives AD, so you can slap them in the face and get away with it. My third tip is Alistair's roam is very OP. When he roams, he can punish enemies for overextending or even go behind enemy turrets to push them to your allies. For example, there was this one time I was playing with Fusion Mimo. I went behind mid lane and I headbutt Bajurgerson into my jungle and my mid laner. That was awesome. He was very salty after that one. My fourth tip is spamming emotes is a very good way to deal with enemies, especially during late. You can infuriate them by saying, "You can't milk those." My name is Lawrence Amador. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe the video, and bye. Bang.